fiscal consolidation path really to continue, but could there be a nature in the mix of the expenditure, capital versus revenue? Are you expecting some sort of shift there, more towards social spending versus public infra?
Well, I think government, yeah, you're right. I think some of the realities have changed. So there will be some tilt towards welfare spending, but that would be of the kind already, some of it is already announced, building houses, etc. Our current forecast is 6.8% for 24-25, which is slower than the last year, but is still quite healthy.
Expecting the fiscal consolidation path really to continue, but could there be a nature in the mix of the expenditure, capital versus revenue? Are you expecting some sort of shift there, more towards social spending versus public infra?
Well, I think government, yeah, you're right. I think some of the realities have changed. So there will be some tilt towards welfare spending, but that would be of the kind already, some of it is already announced, building houses, etc. Already, I think the PM Kisan is there, free food is already there. So I think there'll be some change in the mix, but that doesn't mean the deficit will go up, because there's also the other fiscal reality is that government has got $2.1 trillion as dividend. So that means that they can spend more, yet keep the deficit under check. So I believe that the extra or surprise dividend that they got will allow them to stick to the fiscal consolidation path, yet till they're spending a bit towards the rural economy.
Sure, that is going to be the expectation with respect to the rural economy. But also, what is the outlook when it comes to job creation? Because that is something as well that we were just discussing. Unemployment has been a contentious point as well during the elections. Is that something that will be very closely looked at in terms of job creation?
I believe so. And I think the construction sector has been the fastest growing sector. It's very job intensive, employment intensive, but still I think that is probably not enough. But what you see, the first scheme that government announced was on creation of building of houses, 30 million for urban and rural. And construction, again, as I said, is kind of labor intensive. So it will absorb some of the labor that is in the system. And I think agriculture picking up this year will also absorb some of the labor. But from a longer term perspective, I think we need to, there are several challenges for employment, not only in India, but across the world, because you need to skill your labor for the upcoming disruptions, could it be from AI, etc., which will have an impact on the job market. But at the same time, given India's low wages, I think we can still encash on growing manufacturing sector, particularly in the labor-intensive sectors like textiles, etc., which apparently have not been doing that well. I mean, particularly with respect to exports. So there is an opportunity in the manufacturing sector to tilt a bit more towards the labor-intensive side. And services, anyway, I think many of them are labor-intensive, and there is an opportunity which we need to tap by skilling the people. Particularly, I think if you focus on hospitality or on the healthcare, nursing, etc., there are job opportunities for people, not only within India, but also many of them are going out. So I think there is going to be a tilt towards job creation. That's the sense I get. I mean.
Yeah, so a tilt towards job creation, and the corollary to that would be that manufacturing sector might get a push, so all those PLI schemes might just continue or might get a fillip as well. But Mr. Joshi, the big thing next to watch out for is, of course, the 100-day agenda and the budget. We're all speculating when that would be out. The expectation is towards the end of July for now. But what are the big things that you are watching out for? Do you think, given the kind of rhetoric that we have seen from NDA 3.0, which has been pretty much, whether it's the cabinet or whether it's the other policies, a repeat of 2.0 itself, do you think the budget too will not have any big bag announcements, or there is at least something on the rural side that you're expecting?
So on fiscal side, I'm not expecting any surprises. So that's, I think, so I expect consolidation to continue. Then I think there could be some focused announcements on the manufacturing sector. And I think it could be more PLIs for some more segments, I think, where we need to push. I think beyond that, the rural thrust we already spoke about. So I think let's see what the government has in mind. My sense is from the way government has been formed, etc. I think the continuity is there in the ministries, and I think in the policy also we'll see continuity. What I would like to see is, for instance, I think the labor reforms were attempted. They were collapsed into 4 codes, and I think we should the government should be pushing for its implementation because it's in the concurrent list. I mean, both the center and the states have to cooperate in that. So I think that would be one where already homework has been done, and maybe I think that could become a reality going ahead.
All right, thank you for joining in, giving us a view as to what the
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.